All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 31 of the MTVM podcast. 31 episodes in, and yeah, I still cannot believe it. But yeah, happy to be here. I'm your host, Diego Coya. Quite a few topics today, not as many as we've had previously, but you know, still a good amount. I only have movie topics tonight, unfortunately, so I don't have any other topics. But yeah, I'm still excited. So, would my other two co-hosts like to do their introductions?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 599 here again, and we're back for the MTVM podcast, episode number 31. I always love doing this podcast, and it's always a highlight of my week. So, yeah, let's hope for another great episode.
The highlight of my week is not the podcast; it's doing my laundry.
Yes, that's like my favorite fucking meme.
That's the highlight of the week.
Hey, want to know what my highlight of the week is?
What?
I'm not going to say it.
Okay. Well, if it makes you happy, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess it's my turn now. But anyway, Andrew Hayes, MTVM Podcast, episode number 31. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Should be a good episode. All right, so so tonight I only have 5 topics for movies. So let's get right into it. So what I do is I always start with the box office results. So I have 2 things regarding the box office. So those are like some of my topics for today. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is Ant-Man and the Wasp because, you know, it's a Marvel film in the MCU, you know, a film people are anticipating. So I want to go over how it did, over the weekend, how it's doing domestically, worldwide, and all that stuff. All right, so domestically, on opening weekend, it made $75 million. Right now, as of today, it's at $92 million. Worldwide, it's at $85 million. You add those 2 numbers, you get $178 million in total. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's no surprise that it didn't open as big as Infinity War or Black Panther. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though. It's not clear how much the budget is yet, which is surprising. It should tell me, but $178 million, I think it's going to do well at the box office. Obviously, not as well as Black Panther and Infinity War. Like, those are the 2 movies that grossed over $1 billion this year. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool that it's doing well. It's not doing amazing or terrible, but I think it's doing fine. I have seen the movie for those of you guys who are curious. I saw it on Friday night with a couple of friends, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah, do you guys have any thoughts on the Ant-Man box office at all?
I'm not surprised that I want to say that it's not. It's doing well, obviously, but like not doing as big as like Black Panther or Infinity War, because the first one didn't do as big as maybe as a Marvel movie expected. I hate to say it, but I don't think people care as much for Ant-Man as, say, some of the other heroes, which sucks because Ant-Man's pretty cool. But, but he's not as big of a draw as, say, the other characters. So I'm not too surprised by it, but I am still glad the movie is doing pretty well.
Yeah. And, yeah, I would recommend definitely seeing the movie. If you like the first one, I think you'll like this one.
Yeah.
It's almost a guarantee. Because, yeah.
It's pretty much like the first one.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's pretty similar, so. All right, Andrew, you have any thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp box office results or anything?
I mean, I really enjoyed the movie, so I'm glad to see it's making money. Hopefully it could make its budget, which I'm pretty confident that it will.
All right. So that concludes that box office topic. Another box office topic, there's not really much to say. It's more of like an announcement for Incredibles 2. It is now the highest grossed movie for an animated film domestically. So it surpassed Finding Dory for the title. And
Lord.
Yeah, Incredibles 2 now holds that title. So that's pretty much all there is to say. I mean, I'm really happy. I'm not surprised in the slightest. I think this was the most anticipated animated film other than Toy Story 3 of all time.
Probably, honestly. Yeah, pretty much.
And, yeah, I mean, I'm glad it surpassed Finding Dory. I mean, I don't hate Finding Dory, but I'm just glad that's not the winner anymore. That
didn't deserve to be.
Yeah. I think the only one who wanted the sequel to Finding Nemo was Ellen DeGeneres, honestly. But what can you do? But yeah, you guys have any thoughts on Incredibles 2? You know,
that's badass. That's awesome. I still haven't seen the movie, but I want to. I still want to.
You haven't seen Incredibles 2 yet?
My mom's been busy. There's been a lot going on. Plus, I just went to a wrestling event, so yeah. So lots of things. But you know, so. But I do hope to see it soon. I don't think it's gonna leave theaters anytime soon, so I think I'm good right now. So, yeah, I'm happy that it's making a lot of money because I do enjoy the first one. I love Pixar, so happy to hear that it's making a lot of money.
Yes. What about you, Andrew? You have any thoughts on that?
No, I'm very happy. I mean, I love the movie. Very much deserves the distinction of being the highest-grossing animated movie domestically. So I hope it holds that title for a long time until something just as worthy takes it.
Yeah, and right now, according to Box Office Mojo, it's currently at $781 million worldwide. So it's actually pretty damn good. I mean, the movie hasn't even. Well, it hasn't been a month yet, right? No, it hasn't.
I think it will be a month in like a couple of days.
Okay, all right, but even then, it's still impressive in a month that it's close to 800 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. July. It came out June 15th, so July 15th would be a month.
So I'm wondering, do you guys think it'll potentially cross $1 billion?
I hope so.
No, but do you think it might?
Yeah, this is a very good chance.
I think so too. I hope so, honestly.
I think so because of this. Just for the simple fact that Finding Dory made over $1 billion and Toy Story 3 made over $1 billion. Even something as stupid as Minions made over $1 billion. So this is a movie that everybody's excited for. So I think, it will make over $1 billion.
Yeah, I sure hope so. And if it does, I'll definitely be talking about that in a future podcast because that's reaching over $1 billion is big. You know, it's like a successful,
huge.
Yeah, it's a very successful thing. So some people in the live chat, Kevin Falk and Owen Buckner are talking about Finding Dory, and neither of them liked the movie. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. Honestly, I didn't mean to like throw hate at that movie. I don't hate the movie, but I just think there are way better Pixar films out there. It's certainly not a 5 out of 5. So, yeah. At least in my opinion. All right, so that concludes the 2 box office topics. My third movie topic for the night is again another announcement regarding the new Fast and Furious film, the spinoff of with Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. You know, Hobbs and Shaw is the name of the movie. It's a spinoff on their characters. There's been a movie
that we don't need.
What happened?
I said a movie that we don't need.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give a shit less about this movie, but I'm not even really excited for the movie. I'm kind of excited for this news though, because it's casting news, because they already casted a villain for the movie. Now, there's no talks of like what kind of villain is going to be or anything. They just cast the actor, and that actor is Idris Elba. That he'll be playing the main villain in Hobbs and Shaw. And I like Idris Elba a lot. I think he's a terrific actor, honestly. I've seen him. He's been in so many movies and done some great stuff in TV. And I just think he's very, very talented at what he does. And I think he's likable and just very good at what he does. So, yeah, it has me a little intrigued to see him as a villain in this movie, although I'm not too excited for the movie itself. I don't hate the series. I just think they're fun entertainment at best. Now, in the last movie, Charlize Theron was cast as the villain, and I think she's a great actress. Well, I don't know. I felt like the movie kind of didn't really utilize her character like they could have with a talent like that. So I'm hoping that's not really the case with Idris Elba. But it does have me a little bit intrigued. Like I said, I'm not too excited for the movie, but I guess having Idris Elba as the villain kind of makes me a little excited. So, do you guys have any thoughts on Idris Elba playing the villain in the new Fast and Furious film?
I think it's pretty cool. I have some intrigue in the spin-off movie or whatever that they're doing. I like both characters a lot, so I'd be interested to see what they would do. But I think it's cool that they got Idris Elba to play the villain. I think that's the thing that's probably the most intriguing thing now about this entire film. So I am quite interested to see where they could go with it.
All right, what about you, Andrew? You have any thoughts?
I mean, Idris Elba's a great actor. I don't really have much faith that they're going to utilize him that much because I think they're gonna just be extremely lazy with this movie, to be 100% honest.
Probably. And the thing too is that I think this movie's is guaranteed to make a lot of money in the box office. So who knows? They'll probably do a part 2 to Hobbs and Shaw as well. Just keep on making Fast and Furious movies until God knows when.
Yeah. Remember when? What was it? The 6th one was supposed to be the last one. Which one was supposed to be the last?
No, the 7th one was supposed to be the last.
7th one, yeah. And then that made that didn't deserve as much money, and everybody went to go see it because Paul Walker, and God rest his soul, but and he was great at what he did, but like nobody cared about this franchise until Paul Walker died. And everybody acted like it was such a great fucking franchise at the beginning, and that they were the biggest fucking Paul Walker fans. And because of he died, it made $1 billion, and now we're gonna get fucking probably $1 billion more Fast and Furious movies. I'm just tired of these movies already.
And honestly, 7 and 8, they made $1 billion really quick too. Like I think, within a month or something, they made over $1 billion really fast. So.
I mean, they're fine for what they are, but still, like.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, just, no, I am too. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, this is my most anticipated franchise ever. No, like, I'm not even a huge fan of the franchise, but.
Like, they're dumb fun and nothing more than it. And I feel like people excuse bad and lazy storytelling because it's fun and entertaining. Like, yes, it's fun and entertaining, but that doesn't make it a good movie. I mean, it's a fine movie for what it is. And I gotta say, like, even like Furious 8, I wasn't even like that entertained. There were a lot of parts where I was bored during it.
Yeah, the last Fast and Furious film, I thought it was okay. I wasn't really
I thought Furious 7 was okay. I think that's the most overrated movie of 2015.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest, everybody was fucking freaking out over this movie, and I fucking saw it, and I go, whoop-de-freaking-do. The ending was fucking great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But fucking, with all due respect, Ronda Rousey cannot fucking act. Fucking.
Oh yeah, no, she cannot.
and I know it's not supposed to be realistic in the slightest, but it gets too fucking ridiculous. Like, too ridiculous, even for fucking that standard. Fucking.
Yeah. All right, so in the live chat, we have a couple of people. The Jose Critic Backup says he's kind of excited. He was in Zootopia. Yes, Idris Elba was in Zootopia. He was great in Zootopia as well.
Yes, he was.
He was fantastic in Zootopia.
Yeah, Owen Buckner says he was the mother fucking man in Pacific Rim.
Yes, he was.
Kevin Falk says, really excited for the Hobbs Shaw movie. Easily the best part of the last movie. Idris Elba just heightens my excitement. All right, cool. Sammy says, cannot wait for Hobbs and Shaw. The Rock and Statham were the best part of The Fate of Furious. You also have David Leitch directing as well. Oh, yeah, he is directing it. He's the guy who did Atomic Blonde and Deadpool 2. So he'll be... Oh,
great. Atomic Blonde, the biggest new facts of 2017 in Deadpool 2, which is, a good movie.
Yeah. All right. And, Jose Critic says the ending of Furious 7 is so emotional. Yeah, it definitely was. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. All right, so that concludes my Fast and Furious topic. Another one, and I believe, Andrew, you have this topic as well, so you can join me.
Okay.
Regarding Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
He will be...
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, for those of you who don't know, he's actually cast in 2 movies. I think we talked about this, Double Nine talked about this like months ago or like a couple of weeks ago about Nicolas Cage being casted in Teen Titans.
Yes, I did. I talked about him being Superman.
Believe it or not, that's not the only animated film he'll be starring in this year.
Not the only animated superhero movie.
Yeah, he'll also be in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He'll be voicing another Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm intrigued to say the least. Honestly, I do like. I don't know. I have a weird relationship with Nicolas Cage. I think I don't know. Like
Nicolas Cage.
It's kind of
okay. This man is. It's hard to explain.
Listen,
Yeah.
I got something, a funny story about Nicolas Cage.
Yo, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So, so I mean, I mean, most people know who Nicolas Cage is, and when I was growing up, I knew him as the over the top fucking Nicolas Cage, not like the dramatic actor or the cool action actor Nicolas Cage. That I know people like my dad knew him as, and just older people who grew up in that time. So I was probably one of the most shocked times I've ever been when I found out that Nicolas Cage had an Oscar.
Yeah.
And at the time, Leonardo DiCaprio didn't. I thought it was like the craziest thing in the world, and I thought it was like a big joke. I made it into a big joke, but I mean, I have never seen Leaving Las Vegas. I hear it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
And it's one movie that I want to see purely just to see how Nick Cage does in the movie, because I really haven't seen him done a dramatic role. I haven't seen him give an Oscar-worthy performance. Mm-hmm. So I would love to see him give an Oscar-worthy performance.
So he'll be playing Spider-Man Noir is the name of the character. Yes. Okay, so I have an article here, and I'll just read a little bit of what it says. His Spider-Man Noir character will basically be a version of the Marvel superhero, but from the 1930s.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I'm really excited for this movie. I think I talked about excitement for this movie because I'm very excited. Like, the trailers were fantastic, and I think it's going to be. I think it has potential to be great. So hearing this news does, kind of make me excited. So, do you guys have any thoughts on Nicolas Cage?
I think it's pretty cool that he's going to be in this, and he's going to be playing a Spider-Man Noir, which is a very interesting version of Spider-Man. So I am quite interested to see what he could do in that respect, and I'm very interested. I'm excited for the movie. I think the movie looks great. I love all the trailers that I've seen so far, so I'm pretty excited for it.
Yes. What about you, Andrew?
No, I'm very excited. Hey, I'm very excited for this news, and I'm just curious to see how he does. And this is probably one of my most anticipated for the whole year. Before the year started. So, it's definitely one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year.
All right, so Owen Buckner says, I'm kind of excited for the Teen Titans Go movie because I can't wait to see how interestingly bad it is. The funny thing is, because when we did our top 5 most and least anticipated films of the summer, I think me, Andrew, and whoever else was on the podcast had Teen Titans Go to the movies like on our least anticipated list. But
it was my number 1.
Oh, yeah, it was your number 1. I think it was like my number 5 or 4 or something. But it's actually been getting good reviews, like on Twitter. Really? Like a lot of critics. Yeah, a lot of critics have been saying it's like a really fun movie. And I think Robert Downey Jr. actually made an Instagram post about it as well, saying that it was actually a fun time. So it's not getting terrible.
I'll say this.
So
if it has a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, I'll go check it out.
All right. And it might. Who knows?
Hey, and I'm the type of person that if I think a movie's going to be bad, it's going to be good. I'll admit to it that I was wrong. And like Girls Trip last year, I thought that movie was going to be hot garbage. That movie turned out okay. Turned out fine.
What movie? Again, I'm sorry. What movie?
Girls Trip.
Oh, Girls Trip. Yeah. That was surprising.
Yeah, that
was
movie.
Pretty good.
In my defense, the trailers for Girls Trip and the trailers for Teen Titans Go to the Movies are bad. So yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't the only one who thought Girl Trip was going to be shit, though. Like, a lot of people thought it was going to be bad. So I think it surprised everyone.
Yeah.
And just like Teen Titans Go to Movies might surprise everyone, too. So
maybe it'll be the surprise of the century.
Could be. MC Deadpool says Nick Cage is God.
Yes, he is. He's an enigma.
Kevin Falk says, love Nick Cage. It sounds like a really good role for him. I actually agree. I think he could pull this off. They've also heard that that Teen Titans Go to the Movies has been getting positive reviews. So yeah, that's all I got to say about Nicolas Cage. I'm excited to see him in the new Spider-Man movie. Can't wait to see the film as well. All right, and my last movie topic for tonight. This was actually announced today regarding a new RoboCop film. Now, it's not a remake of the first one per se. I think it's more of a sequel to the original, and they're hoping to revive the franchise because the first one. If you haven't seen the first one, please see the first movie, the original, because it's freaking awesome. It's
First
really.
one's like one of the best action movies I think ever made. To be honest,
It's great. No, I agree. I honestly, I've seen the sequels, but I don't remember them at all, so I can't really give my take on them. It's been so many years since I've seen the sequels, and I don't know if I even saw the remake. If I've seen it, I don't remember it. But yeah, this new film, the announcement is that they have a director. They have a director, Neil Blomkamp, will be directing it. So yeah, I am kind of interested. The reason why I'm not so excited is because out of the 3 films he directed, I only loved one of them. That was District 9. The other 2 weren't really a big fan of. But maybe it's good. Who knows? So what do you guys have to say about Neil Blomkamp directing RoboCop?
yeah. I think it would be cool. It is. It's very interesting to say the least. I will say that. That they're making a new one already, kind of, but it's gonna be a sequel. It's weird because they rebooted it already. Yeah, and I find it weird that they're already like, oh, let's just ignore the reboot and let's just make a sequel to the original. I don't know. I just find it really weird, but I do have intrigue because I as much as I didn't like Chappie, I did think both of I think Elysium is really great. I still need to see District 9. I know, don't kill me, but
see prisoners.
Shut up. But yeah, hopefully the movie's good. I think he could do a pretty solid job with it. Hopefully this doesn't go in the direction like they did with his Aliens movie that he was supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think wasn't he originally attached to Halo as well?
Yes. No. Pierre Jackson was.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But they used the props from that Halo movie for District 9.
Oh, yep, that's it. Yep. All right. Andrew, you have any thoughts on Neil Blomkamp directing RoboCop?
I'm not a big fan of him, so I mean I could really care less, to be honest. I hope it turns out well. That's pretty much all I can say.
All right. Go ahead. Have you seen the original?
Oh,
have you seen the original?
I mean, the original's great.
All right, so Kevin Falk says, love District 9. Elysium is solid. Chappie, on the other hand.
Listen, I wasn't a fan of Elysium. I thought that was boring. It was very mediocre and forgettable. Chappie sucked. Like, really bad. But it will always have a special place in my heart. Because, I feel like I bring this up every time we talk about Chappie. It is the first ever movie review I ever did on my channel.
And plus, Hugh Jackman's beautiful mullet.
Hey, listen, I was really excited for this movie.
Hugh Jackman, too. I think in the first movie they wasted Hugh Jackman.
For real. I remember I walked out of that theater, and I was like, this is on my top 10 most anticipated of that year.
Yeah.
And that's when I liked Neil Blomkamp. So, and, Hugh Jackman's in it, and who's my favorite fucking actor? Hugh Jackman. So I go, oh, no, Hugh Jackman's going to be awesome in this. He's going to kill it. Yo, I legit forget that he's in it. I legit forget that he's in it. Like, that's bad.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that is all my movie topics for tonight. So, Double Nine, if you have any movie topics, take it away.
Woo! All right, here are my 3 movie topics. So first time we got Jeremy Renner joins the Spawn reboot.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Yes.
If you don't know, they're in the works with a Spawn reboot, and this is going well. Actually, I know Tom McFarlane, I believe that's the creator's name. He's been trying to get this in the works for years and years. And it's finally on the go right now. They've got Jamie Foxx playing Spawn, which is an amazing choice, I think. he's gonna kill it as Spawn. I do think they have a director behind the film as well.
I think isn't he directing it?
Oh, is he? Oh, I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest.
I believe he's directing the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and now we got Jeremy Renner join the cast. I believe he's playing like a doctor or something. I believe that's the role that he's playing. But hey, another great addition to the cast. So I'm excited for this. I think Spawn is a really cool character. I've never seen the original movie with
awful.
Wait, you've seen it?
Yeah, with John Leguizamo as the clown.
Oh yeah, I hear it's terrible.
What was the main actor? Was it? It might have been Michael J. White.
Yeah, it was Michael J. White.
Yeah, who I like, and he's a good. I like him. You know, he was great in Dark Knight for the small role he was in. But
yeah, I gotta see. I want to try and see Spawn before I meet him at fucking Comic-Con next month, just to. See.
I met Todd McFarlane once.
But I'm talking about Michael J. White. He's gonna be at Comic-Con next month, so I should try and meet him. So I should try and watch Spawn before I meet him. But
his action movies are pretty badass, though.
What'd you say?
His action movies are pretty badass. I don't know if you've seen any fight scenes from like his action movies.
Yeah, I've seen him on like Arrow. He does pretty cool with like his action stuff. So, So yeah, I'm excited to see where this movie could go. Like I said, Spawn's a really cool character. If you've ever seen that HBO like animated series they did, that's like really cool. I really like that a lot. So hopefully maybe it goes into the direction like that went into. So yeah, I'm hopeful about it. And Jeremy Renner being added to the cast is another great addition. You guys got any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jeremy Renner a lot. I think he's a good actor. And yeah, I'm actually getting kind of excited for this movie because, you know, I think if you have the creator who's directing the movie and he's been trying to make the movie for a long time, you're probably going to have something really passionate. You know what I mean? So this might be something special. And I'm just hoping it's rated R, honestly, because I know the source material is like...
He's confirmed that it's rated R.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So, and I don't think the original one is, so which I don't think hurts the movie. The movie's just bad in general, but... Yeah. I'm excited, though. I'm getting excited just as the news is coming upon, you know, for this movie. I'm getting excited, you know, caring about it. So that's my thoughts on it.
Andrew.
No, I'm excited for this, too, because, like Diego said, if you got the creator creating the, like, at the helm of the movie, you know, I see no reason why this should be, you know, as good as it should be, to be honest. Especially with it, now that you're telling me it's rated R. Gets me even more excited.
All right.
Actually, I just have a quick question. Do you guys know if he played Sid in Ice Age? I'm just trying to verify that.
Who, John Leguizamo?
Yeah, he does, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's him.
All right.
All right, next movie topic. Winston Duke is set to play MMA fighter Kimbo Slice in a new biopic about him.
Now, just a quick question, just to confirm. Winston Duke, is he the guy in Black Panther?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I like him. He's actually going to be, I don't mean to interrupt, but he's actually going to be in Jordan Peele's new movie, Us. So.
Yes. Now, if you're not aware of who Kimbo Slice is like one of the best MMA fighters to ever step foot in an MMA ring. You know, he's a very brutal brawler and stuff like that. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, you know, and now we're gonna have a biopic about him with Winston Duke playing Kimbo Slice. So I am quite interested to see where this is going because I've always been invested in Kimbo Slice. Ever since one of my good friends, Jerome, told me about him, I've always been invested of who he is. And I've seen a couple of his fights and stuff like that. So I am interested to see where this could go. And Winston Duke is a pretty good actor from what I've seen him in and stuff. So, yeah, I'm interested to see where this could go. What about you, Diego?
Okay, so I'm going to say this right now. I'm very out of touch when it comes to sports. So that includes MMA. So I don't even know who any MMA fighters is. The kind of fighter I know is Brock Lesnar because I know he transferred to UFC after WWE. That's all I know.
Yes.
And some guy named Diego something because his name was Diego. That's all I know. But anyway, but I guess I'll be intrigued as long as the movie's good and the person who this is based on, had an interesting life, and if they are able to portray that well, hell yeah, I'm for it. I'm always for a good movie in development, like always. Doesn't matter what genre it is. As long as it's a good movie, has an interesting story, able to be riveting, then by all means, please go ahead and continue to do what you're doing.
Yes.
Also, what do you call Winston Duke? I've only seen him in Black Panther, and he was one of my favorite parts of Black Panther. I thought his character was great, and but just judging from that, I like him. I haven't really seen him in anything else, at least that I can think of at the moment. But yeah, I think I'm kind of intrigued to see this. Like I said, I'm out of touch, so it's kind of hard for me to give a better response, because if I knew the fighter and be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited because he can nail this and nail that, but I don't know anything about the guy. So, but I'm for it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
What about you, Andrew?
I mean, I'm not really don't know much about MMA. I don't know many MMA fighters, but one of the ones I do know was Kimbo Slice. So he looks to be a good fit for the role. So hopefully the movie turns out good.
Oh, wait, wasn't Bobby Lashley an MMA?
Yeah, he did mixed martial arts for a little bit, and so did Batista. I think he did a little bit mixed martial arts.
Oh, okay. All right. So then I know those two. And that's it. That's all for me for MMA, honestly. So
yes.
Yeah. And then Ronda Rousey, also MMA fighter.
Right.
Or used to be.
Yeah, the only female MMA fighter I honestly know. So.
All right. Next one. Now, my last movie topic is Star Wars Episode 9 cast Keri Russell in a mysterious role. Now, we don't know much about this. All we know is that she's just cast in the movie. This makes me very excited because I do like her a lot as an actress from the stuff that I've seen her in. I think she's actually a very underrated actress. So the fact that she's in the Star Wars universe now is quite intriguing. And I am invested to see where she is in this universe and what type of role she'll play in the film. Can't really say much besides that. But all I know is I'm excited to see her in this movie. So any thoughts that you've got?
Pretty much same as you, honestly. From what I've seen her in, I like her. So hopefully they utilize her character well, and whoever she's playing, hopefully it's a great character. So yeah, I'm on board. So that's all I really got to say, honestly.
What about you, Andrew?
No, I really like her. She's really good, and I can't wait to see what she does. I just hope that people don't go fucking too crazy with the theories, and if she isn't what they think she is, because I know a lot of people think that she's going to be Rey's mom. And if she is Rey's mom, fan-fucking-tastic. If she isn't Rey's mom, let's not fucking attack her on fucking social media, all right?
I think at this point, there's no saving the Star Wars fan base. It's too far gone. It's like too far into shit. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, and that's all your movie topics?
Yeah, boy.
All right, Andrew, if you have any movie topics, please share them.
I got quite a few. Okay, I got actually a couple movie reviews, actually.
Okay.
Let me just all right. I promised I would do this review a couple weeks ago. Honest to God, I kind of forgot about it. So I remembered that I still have to do it. So I'm going to do it. And that is my review for the last 5 years. Starring Anna Kendrick. It's actually not that I don't want to say I wasn't forced to watch this, but I mean I'm a big fan of musicals. And I know a lot of people who love it, and then some other people who just don't. So I was very curious to see where I would fall, especially since I love musicals. And I gotta say, I loved it. I thought it was great, actually. To be 100% honest, I think that it was a very, very emotional story. And what?
Nothing.
What are you laughing at, boy?
Everything.
Listen here. Don't make me come there and whoop your ass.
Like, you could try.
Yeah, I'd fail because, Connecticut's a long ways away.
Yes.
But anyway, as I was saying, I really like how it uses a non-linear narrative to kind of tell the story, and I really liked it. It kind of really reminded me of how Nolan did it in Memento. While granted, Memento is a much better movie and uses that better, in my opinion, I still think that that he that this movie uses it very well. I love the performances of Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan. I think they were both fantastic, and you could actually believe that they were this couple in this situation, and you believe that these were actual people going through these actual things. And I think that they just performed very well. And just the singing and the songs were also fantastic. I think that's a big part of a musical is the songs, and they were definitely all fantastic. And from what I was told, that all of it was on set singing. Like, they were singing, like, what you see is, like, it's not recorded. And it's like them singing as they're recording, and it sounded fantastic. Especially, both of them sounded fantastic. And I think this is probably one of Anna Kendrick's best roles, to be honest. One of her best performances. And this is a movie I could easily see myself watching again. It's a very emotional movie where it gets you, the happy parts get you very happy, but the sad parts get you very sad. And that ending, that ending really tugged at my heartstrings. I love this movie, to be honest. I give it an A.
Nice. And for those of you who want to see it, it is available on Netflix still, last time I checked. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your next review?
My next review is a movie that...
you're talking about movies. What else would it be for?
Listen, don't interrupt me, all right?
I had to be an asshole.
All right, my next movie is a movie that came out. Let me check real quick. It came out in the 90s, I believe 90 something. But let me not delay this any longer. It is the movie. Okay, it came out in the 1990 actually. It's directed by Frank Marshall. And that is Arachnophobia. I recently saw this movie for the first time. It stars one of my favorite actors of all time, John Goodman, and he's the main reason I wanted to check it out. I know it got great reviews, and people love it, and that my boy John Goodman was in it, so I had to check it out for myself. And I did. And this was a great movie as well. Another great movie that I saw. It's a horror comedy film, and it's about a bunch of spiders that come from the Amazon rainforest that are highly poisonous, and they come to this town and they start killing people off. It's a creature flick, a creature feature, pretty much, and yeah, it stars Jeff Daniels as this doctor who moves to this town to get a new job, and he has to, figure out what's going on because he thinks that the spiders are doing something, but no one really believes him and whatnot. And what's good about his character is that his character actually is afraid of spiders. So that's pretty good. What I love about this movie is it's a horror comedy, and there are some terrifying parts in this movie, and yet there are some hilarious parts in this movie. It does exactly what a horror comedy should do, and I like how terrifying it made the spiders. It really made the spiders so terrifying that they couldn't be stopped. And the movie did a good job of building these spiders up as this threat to this town, and made it scary because you'll see it entering somebody's house, or you see it somewhere and somebody doesn't notice it, and legitimately one bite kills somebody because of how highly poisonous they are. Now let me talk about my boy John Goodman, because he's the he's the reason why I watched the movie. So, he has a supporting role. He's not in it that much, to be 100% honest, but he absolutely steals the show every second he is on screen. He plays this exterminator.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because he just how he has his character, he has so much confidence, his character, and he does it to perfection. There's one scene where he's trying to kill a spider and he's trying to spray it with whatever chemical he has, and he keeps on missing it, but he steps on it to kill it, and he just goes, "Yeah, that's right, I'm bad." And it was easily one of the funniest parts of the movie. He absolutely steals the show. He further proved to me why he's one of my favorite actors of all time. Why he's in my opinion, one of the best actors to ever live. And, it further proves why he is, to me, the best actor to never be nominated for an Oscar. While I don't think he should have been nominated for this one because he's not in it that much, and while he is great in it, it just proves how great of a talent he is. I give this movie also an A. It does get a little over the top during the end, with Jeff Daniels' character and him fighting the spider. But other than that, it's a great movie, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it.
All right, awesome. Nice. I'll be sure to check it out because I have not seen that movie. So
I haven't seen that either.
All right, I got one more topic. Last week I said I was going to do this, and I did a memory haze of Pixar, and with Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm doing one for MCU. So let me just get my list out. All right, 20 films like last week. I'll try not to take too much time with this. But let's get to it. Coming in at number 20, I think most people agree that this is the worst. That's Thor: The Dark World.
No, I don't agree. It's the worst.
What?
I think Iron Man 2 is the worst.
Okay. We'll get to Iron Man 2 fairly soon. But Thor: The Dark World, I feel like should have been an important movie because of the fact that it had an Infinity Stone in it, and it uses that as a driving force in the movie. But this movie is 100% boring, and it's honestly very forgettable, and just it's not good. This has easily the worst villain in the MCU, and yeah. Coming in at number 19, Double Nine, you're going to be happy about this because it's Iron Man 2.
Yes.
Again, another movie. Just very boring.
All it does is set up for the Avengers. That's all the movie does. And its only purpose to be there.
I do like the addition of Don Cheadle as War Machine, and I do like War Machine. And but that's about it. I really don't like this movie. This movie is just boring and really, again, has Mickey Rourke, who's great as a very forgettable villain. All right, coming in at number 18. I would argue the most forgettable MCU film, The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that came out the same summer as Iron Man and the Dark Knight.
Yeah. So I really think that Ed Norton was very miscast in this role. I didn't really enjoy him in this role on this watch. I think he just wasn't right for it, and I just don't think he gives a good performance. Luckily, they do replace him with who I think is the right choice, Mark Ruffalo. But again, this movie it's boring. The pacing is off, and it just feels like it leads nowhere, and it really doesn't, to be honest. Yeah, number 18, The Incredible Hulk.
What'd you think of just a quick question? What'd you think of Tim Roth as the villain?
Yeah, he was fine, to be honest.
He's usually a really good actor. Well, honestly, Edward Norton too. He's a terrific actor, but just
yeah, exactly. It's just
rightly cast, like you said.
Coming in at number 17, Iron Man 3.
Ooh. Yeah, that's I would say that's probably the most divisive MCU film.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that hate it. I think that it's decent. There are things to like about this movie, but there are things that I really don't like. To start off, the villain is terrible. Ben Kingsley is wasted in this movie. I do not like and the little kid in it that was in Jurassic World. I thought he was pretty bad and annoying, but I do like how Iron Man's character in this. I think he's easily the most intriguing part about this movie. How he deals with PTSD from the events of the first Avengers is a pretty nice thing, but I think this really solidifies 2013 as the worst year for MCU movies because not only did you have Iron Man 3, but you had Thor: The Dark World come out that year, so it was not a good year for the MCU that year.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number 16, Thor.
I think that movie's overrated, to be honest with you. I find that movie so fucking boring.
I always assumed you loved the Double Nine. I don't know. I thought I heard you once say you liked the first one.
No, I think it's like really fucking boring, that movie.
Honestly, there are things that I love about this movie. And what I love about this movie is Thor. I legitimately love Thor and Chris Hemsworth's performance in this movie. I think just him coming to Earth, it's pretty great to be on when he first comes to Earth and how he acts is pretty great. But other than that, this movie is nothing. I agree with Double Nine. It does get really, really boring. I think Natalie Portman is wasted in this movie. I don't like her in this one or Thor: The Dark World.
That's my biggest problem with the first one. I think when he's on Earth and a lot of the human characters are like really fucking boring. And I think that's
exactly
really downweights it for me.
Yeah, and the only interesting part, like I said, is like Chris Hemsworth as Thor in this movie, and Loki, obviously. But like Chris Hemsworth as Thor when he's on Earth is fantastic, and so is Loki, and those are like the only two saving graces in this movie. Coming in at number 15, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Again, this is another movie where there are some parts that I love about this movie, but there's some parts I just really don't like. The pacing is off. It gets really boring. I think Ultron is easily the most disappointing villain, at least to me. I love, in the beginning, I think the first 30 minutes are really good. But once Ultron really shows up, the movie just goes downhill. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I actually really don't like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's not good at all as Quicksilver.
Yeah, I did not enjoy his Quicksilver at all either.
His line delivery was terrible, like god awful. And yeah, number 15, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Coming in at number 14, Ant-Man. This is a very surprising movie when I first saw it. I remember not thinking that it was going to be good because of all the pre-production problems that it had. But it ended up being quite a delightful surprise. I think Paul Rudd kills it. The villain's really bad in this one, probably one of the worst. But Paul Rudd and his comedy and his relationship with Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly is really great, and how he's motivated by his daughter and whatnot. Michael Pena is fantastic in this movie, and it was delight surprise. Yeah, coming in at number 13 is Doctor Strange. I think that Benedict Cumberbatch is fantastic, and I think one of the great things about the MCU is for the most part, they nail their casting. Like, they cast the perfect people, and I think Benedict Cumberbatch was perfect for this part. I wouldn't want anybody else in this role. I don't see anybody else in this role because of how great Cumberbatch is. I love Tilda Swinton in this role. I know people were upset about her being cast, but I thought she was really great in this role. Rachel McAdams was also pretty good, and I really just love Doctor Strange's journey from being an arrogant prick to learning, and he learns to be a better person.
Now, I have a question, just a quick question. Do you think it deserved to win Best Visual Effects over Jungle Book, or do you think Jungle Book rightfully won the Oscar?
I think as great as the effects were, Jungle Book was it's like nothing I've ever seen before in terms of visual effects. And the thing that really kills Doctor Strange's effects is Dormammu.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
I will say this. I do love that scene because Cumberbatch makes it work when, he's in the time loop and he goes, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. And how he, says it.
Anyways, that just fucking goes. I love it.
Yeah, and, how, the tone of his voice changes. He's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. And then, by the end of it, he's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. It's just fantastic. Coming in at number 12, one of the most underrated MCU movies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes, thank you. It is very underrated. I agree.
I remember when this came out, and not that I was nervous because a lot of people had a lot of problems with it and just didn't like it. I was like, all right, what could possibly be so bad? And then I saw it and I go, I don't understand people's criticism. I really don't. And I remember watching it and I really don't. I love this movie. I have so much fun. While the soundtrack isn't good, I still think the soundtrack's great. Michael Rooker is fantastic in this. Steals the show. Dave Bautista kills it as what's his face? Drax. How could I forget? I love Chris Pratt in this role, especially during the very dramatic scenes that happen towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, I just when the movie has scenes like that. How could somebody say it's not a good fucking movie? I don't understand.
I absolutely love Rocket Raccoon. He is my favorite MCU character, and I love him. He is I could watch a whole fucking movie about about him, but we might get that. Anyway, going on to number 11. Actually, in my opinion, the most underrated MCU movie, and that is Captain America: The First Avenger.
Ooh.
I think that the first two acts are near perfect, to be 100% honest. Only towards the end does it get a little ridiculous, and it gets a little slow, and a little bit towards the middle. I love this movie. Chris Evans is fantastic, and it really shows how great Captain America is, to be honest. Coming in at number 10 is the most recent one, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah.
I really don't want to say too much about why I love this movie because I want to save that for my review. But I will say that it is like the first one, but I think even better. And I think just overall the story is better than the first one, and that the jokes are better, and it just improves upon the first one, and it and all that. Coming in at number 9, the movie that made people love Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
Nice.
I love this movie too. It's so much fun. I love Chris Hemsworth in this movie. I love him. I love Jeff Goldblum in this movie. I love him on that arena. And my only problem with it is Hela in this movie and whatever she's doing back in Asgard. Because it's not that interesting to me. It's especially with how interesting what's going on with Thor and with the Grand Master and all that. Coming in at number 8, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh.
This movie is great. It has a great villain in Vulture, and I just love it as it's like a coming of age movie, and I love it. It really showcases the problems Spidey has, especially with the Avengers being involved, and I loved how Tony Stark was utilized in this movie. Coming in at number 7 is one of the more recent MCU films, Black Panther.
Ooh.
I think Chadwick Boseman kills it. I think Killmonger is personally one of my favorite villains in the MCU. And I just love the story. It's awesome, fun, great action. And I hope we get a second one, to be 100% honest. Coming in at number 6, the movie that started it all, Iron Man. This was a great way to kick it off. And really, I know it surprised a lot of people because nobody thought Robert Downey Jr. could do it, but he was born for this role. Really, he was. I love it's one of the best origin stories in my opinion, and it's one of the best movies of 2008 in my opinion.
Yeah, 2008. Yep.
Even though the Jeff Bridges as the character isn't good, I do like his performance quite a bit. But yeah, that's my only really problem with it. Coming in at number 5, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Nice.
This is a great political thriller that really expands upon Captain America as a character, also Nick Fury as a character, also Black Widow as a character, but it really expands upon the Winter Soldier and Captain America, and just him as a character. And that's what I really love about this movie is how much it explores him as a character. Number 4, Captain America: Civil War, or
nice.
as I like to call it, Avengers 2.5. Which is pretty much is. But I love this story of it, on how people are just tired of stuff happening, and they want to blame the villains or the superheroes, and so they gotta send the Sokovia Accords, and how any political thing, two people are divided, and I love the airport scene. I think it's a fantastic scene, probably one of the best action scenes in an MCU film. Number 3, The Avengers. I think that this is a great way to end Phase 1. I loved seeing all the Avengers team up and do some work. It was a great joy and just a great action movie, really. Some of the action scenes in this are fantastic. And I think one of my favorite shots in general is that one shot where, they're all standing around in a circle. I think that's one of my personal favorite shots of all time, to be honest, in any movie. Coming in at number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. I know a lot of people didn't know who the Guardians were, and they weren't really excited for this movie because of that. But I knew who the Guardians were, and while I wasn't super hyped for this movie, I was really excited because I like even beforehand, like Rocket Raccoon was one of my favorite characters like ever. I just love Rocket Raccoon, and I think that this movie is so much fun, and not only that, but it's just such great storytelling with great characters, and I love. It's a great origin story too, and how it gets the five of them together, and like how it shows their relationship with each other, and whatnot. But coming in at number 1, if you haven't guessed it, it's Avengers: Infinity War.
Yes, that's my number 1 as well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, they like legit like. This movie blew me away. I like this movie it's not only just a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It really because my biggest problem with the MCU is that it didn't have stakes. Like as much as I love Captain America: The Winter Soldier, it didn't kill off Nick Fury. As much as I love Captain America: Civil War, it felt like it had no stakes. It really felt like it was for nothing. This one really makes up for all that because this had stakes. Like the stakes had stakes. Like that's how much stakes there were.
The stakes had stakes.
And I think Thanos is easily the best villain we've ever had in the MCU. And I just my biggest worry about this, and it wasn't really a worry, but like the biggest thing that I felt like could have been a problem is that the balancing of the heroes. But I felt like the screen time for everybody was perfect. The only problem with this is the tone could get a little weird in the first act, but that's about it. And it's not even that big of a problem. But yeah, that's it.
All right. So that's our movie topics. Now we'll transition to television. Now, I don't have any TV topics tonight, so Double Nine, you take it away.
All right, I got 2 TV topics. My first one is that WWE reportedly is going to add a second annual WrestleMania event in 2020. I think this is a fucking terrible idea. If they are considering this, because WrestleMania is supposed to be a one-time thing, a year thing. That's what makes it special. So the fact that they might add 2 WrestleManias to 2020 sounds like a pretty stupid idea, in my opinion. I don't really see why they would go with it. So I hope this... now, this is just a reportedly, so it's like a rumor. It's nothing too big right now, but I would think it would be a really stupid idea for them to do, honestly, if they do go with it. So I personally don't really like the idea all that much. I know Diego doesn't really have much to say about it, but Andrew, if you got anything to say about it.
This is certainly the first time I'm hearing about it. But yeah, no, this is stupid. It would take out the intrigue immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about it, to be honest. All right, so this is really the topic I want to talk about all night, to be honest with you, and that is my experience at WWE Live this past Sunday. If you don't know, I went to a WWE house show on Sunday. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts I got at the event. It's the Kevin Owens show one. You know, and I was really excited. This is the first wrestling show I had been to in like 6 years. So I was very, very excited to finally go back to the world of wrestling live. So yeah, and I'm going to be talking about the show in full detail. I'm going to try and go as, not drag it on too long, but I am going to talk about the show in full detail, talk about the matches, what I thought of them, and stuff like that. So here we go. The opening matchup of the night was the Leaders of Worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, defending their Raw Tag Team titles in a triple threat tag team match against Titus Worldwide.
Boy.
And the B Team. That's who they were defending the titles against. Very fun opening matchup. All the teams were entertaining as hell. Like, was it Apollo Crews did like a backflip, and Matt went, "Wait!" that was wonderful. And like all the, the crowd did the whole wonderful thing and started clapping and stuff. That was great. And then all of them started doing the chant, like when Titus came in the ring, he did Titus worldwide, and Matt went delete. And then the BT went B team, like they were just going back and forth with each other. It was great. Like, it was a very fun tag team matchup to start off the night. Matt hit the twist of fate on Apollo Crews, got the 1, 2, 3, and they retained the Raw tag team titles. So, fun opening matchup. Now, here's one of the two matches that I think stole the entire event for me. We had Cedric Alexander defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Buddy Murphy. This matchup had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. This matchup was fantastic, in my opinion. These guys, like, really pulled off something quite incredible for a house show, nonetheless. These guys were really amazing. They really had great chemistry with each other. I've been enjoying the stuff that they've been doing on 205 Live with each other. And they had pulled off a really great matchup. There were great spots, great technical wrestling as well during the matchup, too. Having a lot of suspense. There were even moments where I really thought Buddy Murphy was actually going to win the Cruiserweight title. Honestly, like, there were like some really good moments right then. But Cedric Alexander got like a roll up on him, got the 1, 2, 3, and that's how he retained the title. Very excellent matchup. Definitely one of the two matches, in my opinion, that really stole the entire show. Next matchup we had was just a one-on-one match between Bobby Roode and Mojo Rawley. Before the matchup, during Bobby Roode's entrance, Mojo Rawley actually attacked Bobby Roode before he could even finish his entrance and before the matchup even started. So, Bobby Roode was kind of hurting during the matchup and stuff like that. Mojo Rawley was taking advantage for the most part. Bobby Roode was trying to fight back. It was a nice little contest. Nothing too special, but it was a nice little contest between the both of them. Really enjoyed seeing that. It was cool seeing Bobby Roode's entrance live, even though it was cut short because of the attack. But it was still cool seeing it live and stuff like that. Bobby Roode faked a knee injury during the matchup so he can get the advantage on Mojo Rawley. He hit the Goliath DDT. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Roode won the matchup. Just a fun little matchup. Nice to see Bobby Roode live. Next matchup was a 10-woman tag team match. It was the Riot Squad members, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, teaming up with Alicia Fox, Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss to take on the team of Bayley, Ember Moon, Natalya, Nia Jax, and Ronda fucking Rousey. That was a nice surprise. I didn't expect her to be at the event. Actually, I didn't know if she was going to be there. So it was cool to see her, and that was awesome. Like, her and like Seth Rollins got like the biggest pops of the entire night at that house show. And this was a fun tag team match. I enjoyed this. I will admit it was kind of a lazy way to get all the women on this show. I will admit that. But nonetheless, I thought it was a nice little tag team match. When Ronda Rousey came in, everybody lost their minds. And it was cool seeing her like basically beat the shit out of Mickie James, and that was cool. So yeah, they won the matchup. The team of Ronda, Nia, all of them. They won the matchup after Ronda put Mickie in the armbar, and she tapped out like immediately when she put it in. So yeah, fun little tag team match. We had an intermission during the event, so we had a nice little time to take a breather and stuff like that. When we came back, we had a 6-man tag team match. It was the Lucha House Party taking on Drew. What?
That's the Lucha House Party. Who the hell are they?
That's the team of Kalisto and the two other masked people from 205 Live.
Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik.
There we go. Taking on Drew Gole, the Brian Kendrick, and gentleman Jack Gallagher. This was probably my least favorite matchup of the entire show. It was kind of boring. I really wasn't all that invested into the matchup. It was, except for one spot where Kalisto and gentleman Drew Gallagher were like, they were keep on spinning each other. Like, you know how they do like the roll-ups where it's like the legs are in front of the person. They kept on like rolling and rolling and rolling, and that was pretty funny. So that was a nice little spot. Probably my favorite thing of the whole thing. And then when Kalisto did the Sadido Del Sa on gentleman Jack Gallagher to get the win, his legs were still up. Like, his legs were still up after he did the move and got the pin. So that was pretty funny. The Lucha House Party got the win. It was kind of just boring 6-man tag team match. I really didn't care for it all that much. It was probably my least favorite matchup of the entire night. All right, so the next matchup we had was the other match that I thought stole the entire show. We had Dolph Ziggler defending the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor in a triple threat match. This was a great back-and-forth contest. All three of the men really put on a great show for everyone. Definitely great moves, great spots here and there. They kept on us in suspense because Seth Rollins was kept on trying to go for the flying knee, but Dolph kept on stopping him from doing it. So it was a nice little thing, and once he finally did it, everyone lost their minds. So, after when the matchup ended, Drew McIntyre actually got escorted out from the. He was like, you are out of here, and but when Seth was about to go for the curb stomp on Dolph, Drew came back and Dolph was able to sneak a roll up onto Seth and retain the title. And after the matchup, Drew and Dolph pounced on Seth. And when they were about to go for their tag team move, Finn actually kicked Drew McIntyre, and he did the the coup de grace onto Drew, and Seth did the curb stomp onto Dolph, and to send the crowd home happy and shit. So now we have the main event. We had Roman Reigns teaming up with Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman to take on Kevin Owens, Elias, and Stephanie McMahon's esquired Constable of Raw, Baron Corbin. By the way, it was great. It was great to have a nice little concert from Elias. Your dad did amazing tonight at the show.
Thank you. See. That's great.
But this was the other matchup of the night that I could care less about. Honestly, it was kind of. I wish the triple threat match was kind of the main event because this matchup was kind of boring too. To be honest with you, like I really could have cared less during this matchup. It was kind of a boring main event. I didn't really find it all that interesting. I thought it was just kind of a generic 6-man tag team match, something you would just find on Raw every week. To be honest with you, it just didn't intrigue me all that well. As they was it Reigns, Lashley, and Strowman got the win after Reigns hit the spear on Kevin Owens. And they had a nice little celebration. Crowd went crazy, stuff like that. It was fine. It was the other matchup of the night that I didn't really care for. But other than that, this was one of the greatest experiences that I think I've ever had in my entire life. I had a blast at this. I was cheering. I was screaming. I was just having a grand old time, to be honest. And, I really loved being at this event. It was amazing, and I had a great time, especially with people that love wrestling as much as I do, being there and stuff. It was great overall, and I had an amazing time. It was a great event. So, yeah, there's my experience at WWE Live.
Nice. So it sounds like you had a really good time.
Yes.
Would you go to another event again?
Oh, of course. If they come back to Connecticut, I will definitely try and go again.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good. All right, and is that all your TV topics?
Yep.
All right. Andrew, do you have any TV? Oh my god. All right, Andrew, you have any TV topics?
I do.
All right.
Actually, I got quite a few. Actually, my first topic is an Alien TV series may be in development.
Oh, that's right.
I just kind of wanted to talk about it for just to get your thoughts on it. I honestly really don't think they need an Alien TV series, to be 100% honest. I don't know how good it would be because I just don't know. But I guess we'll see how it goes if it gets made. But what do you guys think?
They're just milking the fuck out of this franchise, honestly.
Yes.
I think they should just leave the franchise alone, honestly.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. So, what are you, Double Nine? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I did a list a while back of movies I would like to see become TV shows, and Aliens was actually on that list. So maybe I would be a little bit intrigued to see what they could do with it.
Okay. All right, sounds good. All right, so what other topics you got, Andrew, for TV?
I got a couple of TV reviews as well. I'm just chock full of these reviews today, aren't I?
Yes.
All right. The first review is I haven't done one of these in a while because I've just been too busy watching other shit, mainly Game of Thrones. But I got another season of Survivor that I finally completed. Took me a while, but I did it, everybody.
Yay! Congratulations! One round of fucking applause.
Yes, actually, if you're offering it, yes, please. Anyway, the season that I'm reviewing is Survivor Pearl Islands. That's season 7, a very early season, and it's considered probably the best old school season, and I could totally see why. I love this season. It has great characters. You know, you got probably one of the most popular people to ever compete on the show, Rupert, and you got probably my favorite character on this season, my favorite contestant, Johnny Fairplay. He, I felt like, paved the way for villains. He came up with the infamous lie about his grandma. For those who don't know, so each season they have a family visit where a loved one will come and visit. And he planned this beforehand, that his best friend was going to come visit him if he made it that far. And they were going to lie about his grandmother dying so he can win the reward. So people could feel bad for him and he won the award. And it worked. And it was brilliant because he in a confessional he reveals, he goes, yeah, my grandmother's probably watching Jerry Springer right now. Like she's alive. And it was just great because it's just something that we haven't seen before. And no one like has stooped that low before just to win something. And probably has the greatest player that we've ever seen, Sandra, who is the only 2-time winner. And she won this season without even getting a vote cast against her. She was so close to getting a perfect game. She was one vote in the finale away from getting a perfect game. And I think she played really good. She has a great social game, and she's personally one of my favorite winners. I give this a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
My next review is Arrow Season 6.
Nice.
Oh, boy. I loved Arrow Season 5. What a major step down this was. This is so boring and forgettable. I'm kind of done with Arrow. I mean, I'm going to watch the next season, but, like, this is the worst villain we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
I just don't like where they took the show, what the direction they took the show in. And for the performances were good and whatnot, I just don't like the story that they told. And that it didn't interest me. It wasn't engaging. And I was just bored by it. And I felt like they could have done so much better, especially after last season. And Arrow could be so much better, but they're just doing whatever. I give this a 5 out of 10. This wasn't a good season at all.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
But on a lighter note, I also saw Flash. I'm also reviewing Flash. This is a lot better season. I think that the villain was great in this season. I like how they didn't do a speedster in this one, and it's probably the best villain that we've had in the Flash since the Reverse Flash. And I really enjoyed it up until the last few episodes, where I felt like I didn't like the direction they took the character of the Thinker and of the story. But for the most part, I think it's really good. And I give this a 7.5 out of 10. My final TV topic is Riverdale Season 2. I watched that. Now, I loved the first season of Riverdale. I think it was great. And, but, like, my biggest concern of this, and what happened was, this one was going to have more seasons, and I think that while I really did enjoy this season, I think it kind of killed it in the respect because they dragged things out a little too long, and there was just no need it to be 22 seasons. I thought 13 episodes was perfect, for what they did for the first season, and it could have been 13 episodes. It didn't need to be 22, but towards the end, it got really good, in my opinion, and I ended up loving it. I think the way season 2 ended was great. I give this an 8 out of 10, and that is it for my TV topics.
All right. Now we're on to video games. Is there any video game topics for you guys tonight?
Not for me.
I do. I got 2, actually. Again, 2 reviews of 2 games that I have played. So, I guess I'll just continue talking. Anyway, this was one that I meant to do last week, but I just kind of forgot. And that's Pikmin 3. If you guys remember, I did a review of Pikmin 1 and 2. And now I did this one. Now, I think this is easily the best of the whole series. It fixes a lot of the problems I had with the first 2 games. And the graphics are beautiful. Like, these are some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a video game. And I do... honestly, I really don't have a problem with this game. I think that the story is great. I love the addition of the rock Pikmin and the winged Pikmin. And it really just fixes upon a lot of the problems that I have with the first 2 games. And I just feel like this is a much smoother experience than the first 2. I give this a 10 out of 10. I love this game.
Nice.
On to my next review is Luigi's Mansion. Now, this is a big game from my childhood. I used to play this game all the time, and I thought it would be fun to revisit it. And basically what this one's about is Mario has gone missing, and Luigi goes to this mansion to find him, because he's at this mansion, and he encounters this scientist who deals with these ghosts, and he must take care of them. So this is pretty much Ghostbusters if it was made by Nintendo. And Luigi is the Ghostbuster. Pretty much. But this is a fun game. The majority...
Who you gonna call? Not Ghostbusters. Luigi!
Yeah, for real. Anyway, I love this game. I think it still very much holds up. The majority of these games are just pretty much boss battles of you sucking up the ghost. And I just love how each ghost has its own backstory and like how each ghost means something. And I just love this game. This is also a 10 out of 10 game for me.
Nice.
And that's it.
All right, so now we're going to transition to the last section of the night, which is music. Now, I don't have any music topics tonight either, but do you guys have any music topics?
I have no.
I also have one.
Okay, so Double Nine, you go first.
So today, so 21 Pilots has been teasing for a little bit for the past couple of days now that we're going to release something. They changed their whole background. It was all in yellow and stuff like that. And they announced that they're having a new album come out. And they released a double single actually today with Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners. I will say Jumpsuit is pretty good, but Nico and the Niners is actually really good. I quite like that one a lot. Both are, listenable songs. I did like Jumpsuit. I do think it's a good song. I don't love that song much. Definitely has some good lyrics to it. It has a nice beat going with it and everything like that. But Nico and the Niners is really good. I quite like that one a lot, honestly. This is a song I could see myself coming back to multiple times, honestly. Really solid song. I quite liked it a lot. So I am quite interested to see where this album could go. I will admit, I'm not as huge on 21 Pilots as I used to be. I used to be like a really ginormous fan of them back in like 2006 to like beginning of 2017. But as of late, I haven't really listened to them as much. But I am intrigued into where this new album could go because I do like them a lot still.
Okay.
So any thoughts you guys got? even if you haven't listened to songs, do you guys like 21 Pilots at all?
I only know a few songs from them. From what I heard, I think they're fine. I'm not in love with them, but I'll be sure to give a listen to the new songs.
Yeah.
I agree with what Diego said. I'm not huge on them, and I haven't really listened to much of them. But what I do, what I have, I do like.
All right, sweet.
All right, so Andrew, what's your music topic? This is the last topic of the night.
Yes, I watched this Watch Mojo top 10 list, and I just thought it was pretty interesting. I wanted to gather your thoughts on it and whatnot. It is top 10 music videos of all time, and I just wanted to share this list. I don't know how many of these have you seen or if and whatnot, but still, I thought it was just interesting. So to start off, we got number 10, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Number 10, or number 9 rather, is Walk This Way, the version with Run DMC.
Oh, nice. That's a great music video.
Yes, so that one's great. Number 8 is Buddy Holly by Weezer.
Oh, I'm glad that's on the list.
Yeah. Number 7, Around the World by Daft Punk.
Oh, that is a great one.
You got number 6, Vogue by Madonna.
I think I've never seen that music video.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Number 5, very happy this one is on the list, Sabotage by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, yes.
Number 4, Money for Nothing by the Dire Straits.
Okay, I think I haven't seen that one either.
That one, it's a good one. Number 3, Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
Great one.
Number 2, very happy this is on the list, and I agree with this spot, Take On Me by Aha.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
I think it's one of the best music videos ever made.
It is.
We do have some honorable mentions. We got Here It Goes Again by
Okay Go.
Okay Go. I think this should have made the top 10 list because it's...
I love that music video so much.
Oh, yeah. Especially since it's done in one take. I think makes it even more impressive. We got... And then another honorable mention is by... Without a doubt, one of Double Nine's favorite bands, November Rain by Guns N' Roses.
I swear to God, if that... Okay, if this certain one is not on there, but this one is, fucking hell.
I like November Rain. It's a great song. But number 1, I think makes a very much sense, deserves the spot. Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, that was obvious. Although I think Take On Me should have been number 1, but that's just me.
Honestly, I think this list could have been, like, filled with Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson has great music videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's, like, a lot that they left off of here. Like, where's Everlong by the Foo Fighters? Where's Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day? Where's, what's the other one I was thinking of? Fuck. Trying to think. Damn it, it was just in my mind, and it's like one of the best videos ever. Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana,
yeah, that's a great one.
Like, there's definitely a lot that they missed.
But a lot of the one, I mean, I haven't seen any, all of these. Like, I haven't seen a Vogue, but I do agree.
But I will say, I am very happy that Buddy Holly is on the list.
Yeah,
that was the one that I was happy with the most.
Yes, you know,
I would say
are great.
Yeah.
I would have loved for Here It Goes Again to be on here because, again, that's personally one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Again, I would have put Take On Me as number 1. Probably Here It Goes Again as number 2. I can understand why Thriller is number 1, but that's just me. I think this is a very good list.
All right, and that concludes MTVM Podcast episode 31. I want to thank everyone for watching today's podcast. Pretty good podcast. You know, it was only an hour and a half, but that's fine. We got a lot out of the way. Just a reminder that next week there'll be no podcast. We'll be back in 2 weeks instead of next week. So yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to say before I end the broadcast?
Thank you all for watching the podcast. I appreciate your support and always watching every week. And yeah, we shall see you in 2 weeks for another nice edition of the MTVM podcast.
All right.
Yeah, no, great episode. I know I talked about I talked a lot and went over a lot, but it was definitely a great show.
Yeah. And like I said, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And yeah, thank you guys in the live chat, and thank you guys as always for joining me. See you guys next time. So have a good one. Bye.
Peace out.